This week's Parasha, Metzora, starts with the words, זאת תהיה תורת המצורע ביום טהרתו, ויצא הכהן אל מחוץ למחנה, וראה הכהן, והנה נרפא נגע הצרעת. These verses describe the process of diagnosing leprosy and determining the leper's recovery. It should be noticed that the biblical term tzara'at is not the same as the disease we know today by the name of Hansen's disease. If so, what can we learn today from these verses? I believe that the key word for this is the verb ra'a, to see. This word appears many times in our parasha regarding the Kohen. Now, tum'ah v'tahara, purity and impurity, are main principles in the book of Leviticus, Torat Kohanim, and they repeat many times in different matters. The impurity of a woman who gives birth, the animals that we may or may not eat, etc. But it seems that the notion of seeing is unique to leprosy, unlike the rest of tum'ah v'tahara matters, which have clear rules and could be determined by any person. The decision about leprosy is exclusively in the hands, or actually in the eyes, of the Kohen. Just think what a great responsibility is given to the eyes of the Kohen. He holds the authority of deciding who is pure and who impure, who will have to sit alone far from his family and community, and who may return to them, what will be burnt and what may be fixed. It all depends on the eyesight of the Kohen. The Mishnah in Masechet Negaim extends this subject and says, a Kohen who is blind in one eye, or the light of whose eyes is dim, should not inspect Negaim, leprosy, for it says, wherever the priest's eyes can see. In other words, the Kohen must have a perfect sight in order to diagnose the disease, the nega. A most important Mishnah to this matter is this. All negaim may be examined by a person except his own. Rabbi Meir ruled not even the negaim of his relatives. This Mishnah became a famous idiom along the years, and the idea we can learn from it is expressed nicely in a story that is found in Midrash Tanchuma on our Parasha. There was a certain priest who examined leprosy spots. When he became poor, he wanted to go abroad. He called his wife and said to her, because people used to come to me to show their leprosy spots, let me teach you so that you may examine the leprosy spots. If you see a person's hair with its follicle dried up, you will know that he is stricken, because for each and every hair God has created its own separate follicle. If its follicle dries up, the hair dries up. His wife said to him, but surely, if for each and every hair God has created its own separate follicle, in your case, since you are a human being with so many hairs on you, and with your children being supported by you, is it not at all the more certain that God will summon support for you? Apart from the interesting evidence that a woman is trained here to do a priestly job, this story carries an important message. In a reality where we have no temple and no tzara'at, the sages recruit the Kohen's wife to remind us of a deficiency we all might have. Sometimes, out of focusing on other people's defects, we fail to see our own faults. Shavua Tov from Schechter.